Hi everyone, my name is Lauren, and today we're going to be talking about the 10 things I wish I knew before going and deciding what college I was going to go to. So, quick little side note, for those of you who have already been subscribed to this channel for a while, you may have known me from my original Follow Me Around First Day of High School vlog, and it was really funny watching that video back when I was beginning and planning to start this channel. But I am currently, as we speak, a recent college graduate, and I am currently planning to go to law school. So I decided to start this channel, and for those of you who are new, of course, this channel, what you can expect is going to be about college advice from all the advice I learned and things that I learned during my time as an undergraduate student, a lot about time management and productivity, and also some lifestyle videos. So if you like what you see, be sure to hit that subscribe button and be sure to give this video a like. So let's get started about the 10 things I wish I knew before I decided on a college. Hey there. Okay, so this is Lauren post-editing. I filmed this video back before the whole virus and pandemic situation happened, so I know some of you will still be planning to make that decision by May 1st, so I will be putting little notes in as the video goes throughout on I know there's virtual visits that are going on right now. I'm currently making a decision on a law school to pick, so although I am not in the undergraduate admissions process, I do understand how schools are tackling the admissions decisions process in general. So most of the advice that I give in this video is still super applicable because you can do it from your home. It's all about research and where to find the information and what information is the most important in making your decision. So I hope you still stay for the video and enjoy. So a lot of you probably clicked this video because you are about to make the big decision. I know that decisions are coming out, or depending on when I post this video, came out in March. So you have a lot of different options. Congrats. It's a great thing to be accepted into college, but I also understand that it's a big decision that you're going to be making, and it's probably causing a little bit of stress. I'm kind of going through the same thing as I'm deciding what law school to go to, so I empathize. So things that I wish I knew as a college graduate, going into the workforce or going into graduate school, these are some really important things that are fresh in my mind of, oh, I really should have done this when I picked the college that I went to. So the first thing is understanding that you will change. If you're going to go to college right out of high school, you're still relatively young. Although it may not seem like it, you might feel as if you know exactly what you're going to do, which you might be right. A lot of people end up going into college thinking they're going to do one thing and completely change their past, which is something I personally did in my own time. I went from pre-med to pre-law within the span of 4 years. So just keep that in mind. Be open to what other people say and try to reduce your inner bias when it comes to deciding these schools. Take all the rankings and what you hear and look at it from an objective viewpoint. The second thing is looking at it as an investment. And what I mean by that is that you're putting in money to go to a university and you're hoping to get a good return on that. So what I would do is be sure to probably go on niche.com. I'll put the name right here. This is something that I used when I was originally going and deciding undergrads. And what Niche does is they have this one tab called After College, I believe, and it shows you what the median income 6 years after graduation is in their graduates. So what that means is the median pay of, or the 50th percentile of what graduates 6 years post-grad make. So it gives kind of a little bit of time for people to get more into their careers, and it gives you a good idea of how much money you might be making. Of course, you might make a little less, you might make a little more, but it gives you a great idea of what these people that are graduating from this university are making in their full-time careers. So if you decide to go to a private university, it's a lot of money. Is it worth it? Are you going to be making a bigger salary in return? So that is a great way to look at it. Number 3, another thing kind of related to cost is that you can transfer. People have kind of a stigma against community colleges, but if you want to go to a state school, go to the community college for the first 2 years, get all the gen eds out of the way, and then transfer them over to your state university. And a lot of the times the transfer is relatively simple. I haven't done it personally, but I do have some friends that have done it, and my brother is currently doing that. So don't knock it, because it's meant to save a lot of money and can actually benefit you depending on what your goals are. Number 4 would be to look into the school's resources. And what I mean by that is looking at their career services. Are they helping you with interviews, resume writing, getting connections, and building those postgraduate career opportunities? What are their mental health services like? Let's not lie, college is really stressful. You might end up going through some stuff, and knowing that at least there is a good mental health resource center at your university is just something really good to keep in mind that you might not be thinking about until something like a mental health crisis happens. Another thing would be academic support. Is if you have disabilities, do they have a great disability center? All those kind of things are just seem small, but when you're going and visiting these schools, if you have the chance, or just looking at online, ask questions, look these things up, and kind of get a better idea of will you be supported as a student or will you just be a number. Number 5 is job placement rates. So this I think is important, but at the same time, you might not end up doing the major that you go into, but kind of look at the job placement rates. What companies is this university partnered with? Where are most people going post-grad? Are they staying in the state? Are they going to different states or even different countries? So that can be found on different online resources and statistics. I would recommend not using the statistics that the school gives you because they can oftentimes be inflated and presented in a way that benefits them. So I would try to find a third party that is totally, how do you say, unbiased in their reporting. I'll try to find a resource or a website. I will link it down below or put it on the screen if I find it. And also comment down below any resources that you all use. Number 6 would be programs. So of course, like I said, a lot of people go into college and then switch their majors. So with this in mind, if you think with your heart, like you want to go into a public health program and you know it has been something you've wanted to do ever since you were a kid, then of course go to the school with the best public health program. I'm not telling you not to. But if you're kind of on the fence, you kind of think you might want to do this, but you're not really sure, I would recommend going to a school that has a holistically good program. So probably a very good liberal arts education. So you can do something in math, or you can do something in science, or you can do something in the arts. Having a good liberal arts education program is a safe bet because there's so many things that fall under that. But don't try to pigeonhole yourself into a school if you're not necessarily sure that you want to do it. Let's say the school has a great engineering program and you got in, but you're not sure you want to do engineering. It might not be the best bet to go to that school if they only have good engineering and really nothing else, because then you might be stuck and either would have to transfer or stick with a major that you're really not into. So keep that in mind. Look at rankings when it comes to programs, and also just know if there's other good programs besides the one that you necessarily applied to. Number 7 is the size of the school. I personally went to a public, very large university, but for some other people, that might not be the great fit for them. If you're used to a really small hometown country, then it might not be great going to a large university with tens of thousands of students. So visiting the campus, of course, will be helpful. Looking at statistics, like the student to faculty ratio, would also be beneficial. And just kind of getting a vibe when you're there. There's a lot of different ways that you can do this, but ultimately it's going to be a decision that's based off of your personal preference and how you feel. Number Number 8 is location. You want to go to a rural school, a suburban school, an urban school, a city-like school. It really depends on your personal preference. What I would recommend, of course, is to visit the school if possible, and also just look around at the neighboring towns and areas. The location will highly determine what your experience will be like at the university, and also living expenses, because if you do plan to live off campus in your later years as an undergrad, the location will play a big factor on how much your rent's going to be. So if you don't want to spend too much money, I wouldn't recommend going into a city. Another thing is also, even though your school might have a really nice campus and seem really awesome, if there's nothing around there, are you okay with that? There are some great big schools in areas that are kind of rural. So if you're all right with that and just going to really go headfirst into organizations and being active on campus, then that's great. But if you kind of like being able to go out and take a break from campus every now and then, if there's nothing around, just keep that in mind. Number 9 is to reach out. And what I mean by that is to talk to as many people as you can about the university. I would first start with calling the school directly, the admissions office, and asking if you can be in contact with current students or alumni. Now, a lot of universities do this, and I don't think a lot of people take advantage of that, but talking to a current student is one of the best ways to get an idea of what the campus will be like and little tips and tricks, and just to get a better feel of what the school actually is besides the pictures of the buildings and the statistics that they portray. Number 10 is to keep track of all of this information on an Excel document. So you can format it however you'd like. Things like location, ranking 1 to 5, the size of the university, all these different things, just so you can have a space to put all this information, because this is a big decision and you're going to get overwhelmed if you have all these things running and racing through your mind. So a great way to keep it all on track, keep it in one place, put your mind at rest, is to just make an Excel file or whatever you'd like. I think Excel personally is the most organized way to keep track of these things, but keep track of it somewhere.
Because you will forget things, you'll forget certain statistics, certain websites that you use to gain information, and all these things will just be running through your mind and drive you insane.
So take my advice and use an Excel file to keep track. So those are the 10 things that I wish I knew before I decided on a college. Thank you so much for watching this video. Feel free to leave any advice in the comments down below, as well as future videos that you'd like to see from me. Thank you all so much for watching this video, and I'll see you next time. Bye!